Hello humans, welcome to another reaction video. Today we are going to be learning about REID WISEMAN, who is the commander of the Artemis 2 mission. As I am recording this, Artemis 2 is hurling towards the moon at an incredible amount of speed, and I'm trying to just learn more about it. This video is from Spaceflight Now. I will link their channel down in the description of this video. I would highly recommend you go and subscribe to their channel and watch their videos and like their videos. Just as a cautionary thing from me, I want to get this out of the way. My intent is to be transformative in this content, use this as fair use. I am not trying to steal anyone's content. All credit goes to them for the content. So YouTube has already given me a few problems with that, and I want to get that out of the way just so that if anyone sues me in the future, I am intentionally and intentfully trying to use fair use and not steal content. So anyways, all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's get into the video and learn about Commander REID WISEMAN.
Serving as the commander of the Artemis 2 mission is NASA astronaut REID WISEMAN, a son of...
I haven't learned yet. We haven't looked at the space suits video yet. That will be upcoming because I keep having questions about it. I don't know what the bags under their arms are.
As the commander of the Artemis 2 mission is...
there. The blue bags underneath the arms, I have no idea what that's for. Is that for functionality? Are those pockets because they don't have pockets? Are they airbags? I have no idea what those are. So when we watch our spacesuit video, hopefully that will explain.
NASA astronaut REID WISEMAN, a son of Baltimore, Maryland, WISEMAN says his passion for exploration was there from childhood, as encouraged by his parents.
I always had
I was a drummer as well.
It was exploration from the time I was born, going to the lake with my brother, learning on my own and figuring things out. And they gave me that freedom, and it was wonderful.
His first foray into public service came in the late 90s when he enlisted in the U.S. Navy. WISEMAN was tapped as a naval...
I was wondering the other day how many astronauts came from military versus how many astronauts came from like science engineering or even biology, geology, I wonder what the split is between kind of those two. And then are there any astronauts that are not from like science engineering, biology, health, or military? Like they're just like in a niche field of some other thing,
Aviator in 1999 and was deployed twice to the Middle East. WISEMAN graduated as a naval test pilot in 2004 and was at sea when he was selected for astronaut training in 2009. Their training took them to various NASA centers, including Langley Research Center in Virginia.
Langley, why does that ring a bell? Is Langley where they filmed Stargate? Was that Langley where they filmed all that? Or am I just thinking of Langley because I'm familiar with military stuff but don't have any specific like thing I'm attaching mentally to Langley? I don't know.
It's awesome so far. Absolutely fantastic. Way better than I had imagined.
That's an old video.
In 2014, following the end of the shuttle era, WISEMAN got his first opportunity to head to space.
And liftoff.
He flew to the International Space Station alongside Roscosmos cosmonaut Maxim Soreyev and European Space Agency astronaut Alexander Gerst.
Okay. All right. So he's been to space
Trio
before.
spent 165 days in space during expeditions.
So he's been in space for 165 days? Wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize they stayed up there that long. That's like half a year. That's really cool. I want to go to space for 165 days.
40 and 41. During that time, WISEMAN joined in on 2 spacewalks, US EVAs 27 and 28. Those gave him a total of nearly 13 hours of spacewalking time.
Wow.
We're outside for about 6.5 hours. You got a little drink bag of water. And before we even go out the hatch, it's 4 hours in that suit. So it's a very long day. This is the hardest thing I've ever done, mentally, physically, it doesn't matter. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I've landed on a Navy ship over 500 times, a bunch of them at night, but this takes the cake for difficulty.
That's crazy.
It also takes the cake for just a ridiculously cool thing to get to go do.
I wonder why it's so hard. Like, I don't even know what they do. So he's saying they're out there for 6 hours. what do you do for 6 hours outside of a spacecraft? Like, what are the things they're doing? Why do spacewalks exist? Like, what is the practical purpose they serve? I still have not done a video on the International Space Station, so I don't even really know what the purpose of that whole space station is. So these are things I will have to learn. I encourage you, if you want to just educate me a little bit, because I very clearly don't know a whole lot. Comments. Go ahead, drop in the comments. Let me know what I'm missing out on. If you have any videos you want me to watch that could fill in some gaps for me, I would also appreciate if you let me know that down in the comments. I have a running list of all the different topics and videos I'm going to watch. And there are a few on there from comments on past videos, so I appreciate those.
Back on Earth, Wiseman served as the chief of the astronaut office from 2020 through 2022. SpaceX. During that time, the Artemis program was announced, and he was able to help sell that idea to the world.
Our sights are not set on the moon. Our sights are set clearly on Mars. And everything that you're thinking about today, everything that we're going to do on Artemis 1 leads to Artemis 2, which leads to Artemis 3 when we hope to have humans on the surface of the moon. But Artemis 3 is leading to the rest of the Artemis program. The first woman, the first person of color on the surface of the moon, and then the first humans tracking out to Mars and putting our footsteps in building science laboratories and inhabiting another planet. To me, it's...
So I understand now that the goal may not be the moon, but the moon is a necessary step to getting to Mars, right? I don't understand why we're going to Mars specifically. Is there a reason why they chose Mars versus is it just because it's the only other inhabitable planet? Is that why we're going to Mars? But then why wouldn't we just go to the moon? Isn't that inhabitable? Why wouldn't that be the end all be all? I'm not really sure why that is.
It's just the most awe-inspiring moment that we have had here at NASA, and I love working here right now. It's an honor to get to do so.
He's a decorated naval aviator.
Then, on April 4th, 2023, Wiseman got a new honor. He was named as commander of the Artemis II mission.
Good for him. That's awesome.
He spoke with Spaceflight Now about facing nerves going into this historic flight training.
I was nervous this morning for the announcement, so am I going to be nervous for this mission? Absolutely. I mean, but I've always have found that nervousness, that adrenaline, it brings you up, and it allows you, if it's managed, it allows you to focus.
I'm sure.
And just being with Christina, Victor, Jeremy today, my crewmates, I already see how we manage each other's adrenaline a little bit, our stress a little bit.
I wonder if any consideration to chemistry plays into NASA's selection of astronauts. Because obviously there's only a handful, I think, of astronaut candidates at any given time. I'm not sure how many, but I think it's less than 20 at any given time. I could be completely wrong on that. Let me know if I am. But I wonder if NASA observes how they interact with each other in different tests or scenarios or whatever, and use that to play into, or if it's just strictly technical. This guy is the most experienced, he's going to be the mission commander. This person has the most experience in this particular thing, they're going to be that particular things. I wonder what the selection process is like for astronauts. I'll have to watch a video on that.
Can't wait to go do this mission with those three, and then to talk to our flight controllers and mission controller flight directors on the loops and our Capcoms. It's going to be an awesome team.
In the nearly 3 years since that announcement, Wiseman has been diligently training alongside his crewmates, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen.
So does that mean they have already picked the Artemis 3 crew? I guess if they announced this in 23 and it took off in 26, then maybe since the Artemis 3 is supposed to take off in 27, they've already picked and announced the Artemis 3 crew. I'll have to look. I'm pretty new to this whole space thing. If you're new to my channel, go back and see how many videos I have when you watch this, and that's how many, how long I've known about space. When I started the channel, I had no baseline. I knew almost nothing about outer space. I don't know anything about the NASA programs. I knew nothing about SpaceX. I still know almost nothing about SpaceX. Everything I'm watching is the culmination of my collective knowledge on space, pretty much. So I have a lot to learn, and that's the point of this channel. Is I was like, instead of me just watching and cramming a bunch of space stuff into my head, why don't I just, react to it and try to build a community and an audience and do it in a purposeful way rather than just me burying myself in space stuff for a while. But anyways, that's what the point of this channel is. But I'd love to learn more about that.
At each step of the way, Wiseman emphasizes that they are absorbing learnings not only for their mission, but for those who will come after them as well.
And when I look at the future, when we talk about what is our legacy, I don't want to look 5 years or 10 years in the future. I want to look 100 or 200 years in the future. And honestly, this is where I thought this might land wrong. I hope we're forgotten.
100%.
If we are forgotten, then Artemis has been successful. We have humans on Mars. We have humans out on the moons of Saturn. We are.
That is a really interesting perspective. I like how this guy thinks. It seems like he thinks in a very, like in a little bit of an alternate way than how most people might think, which I appreciate, because I think myself, I think in an alternate way to how a lot of people think. But that is a really cool sentiment to be like, yeah, if people remember who I am in 200 years, then, I didn't start the revolution of space. I just did a job and people remember who I am because I was one of few people who did a job. But I guess even modern day, to an extent that could be false, because you think of the origin of automobiles, I think of Henry Ford, right? And we remember his name, not because automobiles didn't work out, but because they did. And he was the first one to kind of take that in stride and make it work. These guys could be remembered in the same way and be like, oh yeah, we remember, REID WISEMAN because he was the commander of the Artemis 2, which kicked off the whole, So it could go either way, but I liked his perspective thing here.
Expanding in the solar system, we have robotic precursor missions going out. We already have spacecraft outside of our solar system. Maybe we've invented something that we never even dreamed of, and maybe we inspired some kid somewhere, and maybe that's our footnote. We inspired Susie or Johnny to...
I'm Johnny. They inspired me. In all seriousness, I am inspired, and I would love to go to space, and I would love to contribute to the space industry in some way, shape, or form. And right now, that's by being a space content creator, because I'm not a mathematician. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a scientist. I was not in the military. And so I am someone who is enthralled with space and wants so badly to be involved. I've even gone so far as to put out applications to SpaceX and a few other agencies because I want to be involved. But I don't think I have any qualifications that anyone would take seriously enough that I could actually be involved in outer space, which is unfortunate. If I determine that I want to be involved so much that I want to go back to school for it, that'll be a decision. But as for right now, my only involvement in space is being a content creator for space stuff. So, but anyways, REID, y'all have inspired me, and I appreciate that.
Do what they did. That would be magical.
Reporting for Spaceflight Now, I'm Will Robinson Smith.
Cool. Again, this channel will be linked down below. I highly encourage you to go check it out. I thank them for putting out this content that I can react to, and I hope y'all have a great day on Earth.